जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंद ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं प्रजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते एषा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी भानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंश कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। Thank you for those who made it Tuesday evening. We're trying to gain back momentum for Tuesday. So, so making this special effort midweek, it is difficult. Then Malaysia or in India, India probably a little bit more difficult. 6:30 can be a bit challenging. Anyway, thank you so much. We are continuing our discussion in Madhya Lila chapter 21. Chapter 21 is Lord Chaitanya instructing Sanatan Goswami on the opulences and sweetness of Krishna. So we have covered the first 100 odd verses which focused on Lord Krishna's opulences. How powerful, how great. The Supreme Lord, the possessor of all potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate Swabhavik Jnana Balak. Energies, the spiritual, material, and the jivas, everyone is serving him. He just has to wish and everything. Swabhaviki Jnana Balak Kriya. We have to exert, right? So after this class, now we have to prepare for dinner, we have to do this, that. Lord Krishna in his form of Mahavishnu, which is the expansion of the expansion of the expansion of his original form, just lying down in the Karan Sagar and just half asleep in his yoga nidra, not like our kind of sleep, but in his yoga nidra, just desiring Swabhavik Jnana Balakriya. Material energy gets activated, the Shakti of the Jivas is impregnated through the Lord's glance to Maya, womb of Maya and material creation manifests and expands. So many Brahmas, Vishnus, Mahesh, and so many things to manage everything. But he is, it's not that he's lazy. He can do everything with half asleep. So these are not things for us to be imitated. I will also do Arati half asleep. I will also do Japa half asleep. Lord's half asleep is he can create all existence and manage it everything through his energy and expansions. So the Lord's potencies and his abodes, the three energies, the spirit, the various categories of three Trayadisha we discussed in great detail. He's the Lord of Krishna Loko Goloka, he is the Lord of Vaikuntha. He is also the Lord of material world. So, lot of discussion. I'm not going to summarize all of that. I'm just giving you a brief recap of some of the key points just so that you are able to recollect. And then Lord Chaitanya concludes this section by telling Sanatana Goswami, I am giving you only of Krishna's opulence is like an unlimited ocean of nectar. We can go on and on and on. I'm just giving you one drop of it to taste, just so you get some idea. That drop itself is enough to drown us or drown anybody. Krishna says something similar to Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita, right? When Krishna tells Arjuna, so Arjuna asks Krishna, please tell me about your opulences. Krishna explains 10th chapter, opulences of the Absolute. Krishna explains to Arjuna some of the opulences, and after going through it for a bit, he tells Arjuna, my opulences are unlimited. I'm just giving you a few samples just to give you some sense, because how much can you understand? What is your capacity? It's impossible for you to understand. But I'm just giving you enough hints to understand the unlimitedness of my glories. It is enough for you to understand. I want to assess my power and glories. It's enough for you to understand that ekam shena sthito jagat. With one amsha of mine, I am pervading this whole material cosmic manifestation. The material universe is so great. I was one scientific presentation, and they were telling in modern astronomy and cosmology, as they are getting better and better data and better instruments to look into space with better and better quality telescopes, James Webb and so on and so forth. Whether what they know is true or not is a different thing, but the material scientists are estimating, they're saying estimation as of now is around 2 trillion galaxies as far as they know. Galaxies, like Milky Way is a galaxy which has billions and billions of stars like the sun, as per them. Of course, our cosmological model is a little different. But whatever said and done, yes. And beyond that, we don't even know how far it goes. That is their estimation. Trillions. In fact, they were saying that there are more stars or more galaxies out there, in the vastness of space, more than there are grains of sand in all the beaches of this entire planet. It's mind-boggling. And why I'm mentioning this? Krishna is telling Arjuna, Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. Small fragment of mind, this whole material manifestation I'm pervading. One breath. Breathe out, create, breathe in, finish. Breathe out, another set of create. Unlimited universes. So it's mind-boggling. So Krishna, Lord Chaitanya also tells Sanatan some. We cannot bathe in this ocean. This ocean is too vast. I've just touched, not even drunk one drop. Lord Chaitanya doesn't say that I have tasted one drop. I've touched one drop. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was describing this and trying to, from an external perspective, get his get himself around opulences and spiritual potencies of Krishna. So much love for Krishna erupted in his heart. So full of the sweetness of Madhurya Ras for Krishna. So we are not interested, and I mentioned this briefly towards the end of the last class. We are not so interested in knowing the glories of Krishna just as a set of pieces of information. Oh, I will give some, I'll quote this in a class that nobody knows and everybody will be impressed. Arey, wow. Wow. Very, very early on in Krishna consciousness, when I started reading Prabhupada's books, I used to find some pieces of information and then I would go around to my school. That time I was in school, 7th standard. Read teachings of Lord Chaitanya and I would go show off. Oh, there's not one Vishnu, there are 3 types of Vishnu. Vishnu Stu Rupani. There is Karnodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha. And there is a Vishnu in every universe. So all that is nice to know. It is entertaining. It is also awe-inspiring. But the purpose we want to know the greatness of God is that we want to be attracted to Him. We want to fall in love with Him. Because when we talk about the Lord's opulences, in terms of His potencies, we are not just talking about the Lord's raw power or raw strength. His power. Right? Because when we talk about opulences, there are 6 opulences. Bhagavana. Bhaga. Bhaga means opulence. Parashar Muni is a very wonderful definition of the word of Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasya Shannam Bhaga Itingana. So he says there are 6 kinds of opulences. Bhaga. Bhaga, one. Bhaga means opulence. One means possessor. He who is the possessor. Shanna, 6 types of opulences. He is the possessor of these opulences in full is Bhagavan. What are they? Complete wealth. Aishwaryasya samagrasya. Samagra means complete, not some wealth. So we can go on discussing amongst us who's richer, who's richer. Maybe some of you are very rich. I have no idea. I am not. But Krishna is the possessor of all wealth. Not just samagra wealth. Viryasya, yashasya, sriya. His power, his wealth, his power, his strength, his fame, his beauty. Shriya, beauty. And ultimately renunciation. So all these opulences make the Lord very attractive. If even any living entity who has even one of these opulences, even in a small amount, he becomes very attractive. Somebody is a little bit rich. It's very attractive. Correct? We see this sometimes even in devotional societies. Rather than getting attracted, spiritual qualities get quickly attracted to famous and rich personalities. We want to then rub shoulders with them, take photos with them. Fame is very attractive. It's very attractive. Renunciation is attractive, but in Kali Yuga, renunciation is not as attractive as wealth and beauty and other opulences. 6 in unlimited proportion. So how attractive Krishna is. So when we get idea of the bhaga, the opulences of the Lord, that's why in the 4 verses, the 4 summarized verses of the Bhagavad Gita, Chatushloki, 10.8, 9, 10, 11, Krishna says that whoever understands my greatness in truth, my opulences in truth, he will fall in love with me. And one of the opulences, and that is the reason we are studying all these opulences, fall in love with him. We are so attracted to just tiny sparks in this material world and they madden us. But they are the cause of our misfortune. They are the cause of distraction from the real goal of life. Why not get attracted to the sun rather than get attracted to some small sparks of fire which will just get extinguished, which are just temporary, and which all are coming as tiny sparks of his effulgence. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimad urjitam eva va tad tad eva avagachatvam mama tejamsha sambhavam. Arjuna, wherever you see in this world any extraordinary opulence, whether it's extraordinary beauty, there's extraordinary wealth, or any of these 6 opulences, even extraordinary renunciation, that it is a small spark of my splendor. So rather than getting attracted to it materially, think that I am actually the source of this opulence. This is how a devotee looks at the world. It is not that the devotee, when he sees something beautiful, he should think, oh no, this is dirty, this is not. Sees a beautiful flower. What does a devotee think? It's spark of Krishna. See how beautifully this lotus has been designed by the Lord. And this beauty of this lotus is just a small spark. So the devotee remembers Krishna. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam shrimad urjitam eva va tattad eva avagachat. Teja amsha sambhavam. Sambhavam is born from Teja amsha. So just like the opulence of the Lord makes the Lord very attractive, the sweetness of the Lord makes the Lord even more attractive. So Lord Chaitanya has completed the topic of opulences. Now he is going to sweetness. So after this point, Lord Chaitanya starts telling Sanatana Goswami, as his heart gets filled with love for Krishna, Lord Chaitanya quotes one very beautiful verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And he says in that verse, it's a very beautiful verse, which is from 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, verse 12. This is a conversation between Vidura and Uddhava. Very beautiful conversation in the 3rd canto. We have discussed this. So we have been following the Bhagavatam classes all along. We discussed very beautifully. Yan martya lila paikum soyoga maya balam darshayat grihitam vismapanan swasya cha saupagarte param padam bhushana shanakam. That the Supreme Lord, the Master of all opulences, to exhibit his supremely supreme greatness as the Master of all potencies, he appears in this world in a form which is just perfect for the performance of his pastimes, through which all these opulences are exhibited. And this form that he comes with as Krishna is so wonderful, so beautiful, that it is even wonderful and attractive even for him. So even when Krishna sees himself in the mirror, he thinks, wow, this is too good. This is far out. How many of us, when we pass next to the mirror, feel like that? Sometimes out of false pride, we may think we are very beautiful. Krishna is the source of all beauty. When he sees, this was once, this is described in other literature. It is said one time when Krishna was walking in his palace, he was passing by a jeweled pillar. And sometimes you're walking and you see someone from the side of your eyes. Krishna saw someone extremely beautiful from the side of his eyes. Figure out. And he was so attracted that he looked there. Who's this very attractive person? Krishna realized, oh, it is his own reflection in the pillar. That's how attractive Krishna is. So it is said Krishna's form is so sweet that even though Krishna's form, this verse in the Bhagavatam says, Bhushanangam. Bhushana means ornaments. Bhushana Angam. The ornaments that are on the body of the Lord, typically ornaments are put on the body to make the body look beautiful. But Krishna's bodily features are so beautiful that the ornaments on the body of the Lord look beautiful because they are on the Lord's body. Bhushanangam. Correct? So Krishna's earring looks very beautiful because it is on Krishna's ears, because Krishna's ears are so beautiful. Krishna's armlet looks very beautiful because it's on Krishna's body. The Lord said. That is what Vidura and Dhava are discussing. He has this body. Aupayikam Swayogamaya. Aupayikam is just perfectly suited for performing the best pastimes. Swayogamaya. And it is not a material form. It is made of his spiritual energy. Chaitanya says the Lord has many, many forms. But of all the forms that the Lord manifests, the Lord's form as a human being in which he performs very beautiful pastimes are considered the best. That form is a fully spiritual form. It is Manushim Rupam, but that doesn't mean it's a human being. Rather, the human form is modeled around Krishna's original form. And this particular human-like form, Naravat, like a human being, especially the form in which he's the cowherd boy carrying a flute in his hand, fresh Navayavana youth. That Krishna, that Gopal, that Natabara, the most expert dancer. There is no better dancer than Krishna. Lord Shiva is Nataraj, but Krishna's dancing will defeat Lord Shiva any day. Krishna dancing. Krishna displayed his dancing skills when he danced from the hoods of Kaliya. Normally, we need a nice leveled stage to dance. Krishna, rather than dancing on a steady stage, danced on the hoods of Kaliya, the hoods which were continuously moving. Krishna was elegantly dancing, jumping from one hood to another very elegantly without being bothered. That kind of expert dance. Without being disturbed by the wrath of Kaliya. My dear Sanatan Lord, this attractive transcendental form of Krishna as this very young 14, 15-year-old cowherd boy of Braja. Please try to understand it. Even if you tell fraction of understanding of Krishna's beauty in this particular form, all the three worlds will be merged in an ocean of love. This is so attractive, attracts all living entities within the three worlds. In fact, Krishna's name, his primary name as Krishna, itself comes. That name is given, of course, it's an eternal name, but the name signifies that he's all attractive. Akarshayati iti Krishna. No form of the Lord is as attractive as the Sham Sundar form, Krishna. The form of Goloka. This form, which is condensed, supreme being, condensed Parabrahman, this most beautiful manifestation of full beauty, which is a spiritual form, which is a transformation of pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. This jewel-like form, Lord Chaitanya says, is the real treasure of the most confidential devotees of the Lord. It's their real treasure. Why it's a treasure? In English, there is a very beautiful saying. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. The saying, thing of beauty is a joy forever. And what is more beautiful than Krishna's form? It is the sweetness condensed, the sweet attractiveness condensed that one form. And in this particular form, Krishna manifests his eternal pastimes, which means in this topmost form, eternally in the world of in the realms of Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna manifests this form, attracts and charms the hearts of all the residents of Braja. Not just the human-like residents, he charms the house, he charms the animals, he charms the trees, he charms the creepers. He is maddening all living entities, all forms. It is so attractive, like what we mentioned earlier, that Krishna gets attracted to taste his own association. Krishna becomes eager. And if you remember, when we started Chaitanya Charitamrita, we discussed one of the reasons why Lord Krishna appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was one of the reasons that Krishna wanted to experience getting attracted to himself. So Krishna says that if I have to be attracted to myself, I cannot be myself. Because I have to see myself as an object of my attraction. So I have to take a vantage point which is distinct and away from me. So he manifests as Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna in the mood of Radharani, the greatest devotee. Because a devotee has the greatest appreciation for Krishna, the mood of love. Krishna is looking in the mood of Radharani at Krishna, who is the supreme abode of six, full of all six. Because Krishna beautifies the ornaments which are on his own body, that's why Krishna's body is described by great personalities as the ornament of all ornaments. So this is a quiz question. Anybody asks you, what is the ornament of all ornaments? We wear ornaments to make ourselves beautiful. But what is it that makes ornaments beautiful? Is Krishna's transcendental Shama Sundara. And now the most of the rest of the chapter, which is the next 45 odd verses, are describing the beauty of this Shama Sundara form. Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. So for those whose hearts are attracted to Krishna's transcendental form, will relish the remaining part of the chapter. For those whose hearts are not yet attracted to Krishna's beautiful form, you still hear so that your heart gets attracted. If it doesn't get attracted by hearing it once, hear it again and again and again. The supreme blessing that Krishna can give us is to attract our heart this eternal transcendental beauty of His. Because once that beauty is appreciated, once Krishna's beauty charms the heart of the devotee, then all other things of this world fail to charm the heart. That is the anchor which will keep the devotee at Krishna's lotus. Philosophical conviction, faith, and all that are all important aspects of remaining firm in Krishna consciousness, but nothing matches the greed for tasting the transcendental beauty of Krishna. Netra Utsava, Krishna's beauty is a festival for the eyes. A festival for the eyes. Residents of Braja, every morning, Gopas, the gopis, the elder gopis, the young girls, everyone gathers outside Nanda Bhavan, eating how Krishna, nicely decorated by Mother Yashoda, step out of his home after having his breakfast, go with the cowherd boys, herd the cows and calves. It's everyday festival. Krishna is extremely beautiful and he's freshly dressed with flower garlands and scents and minerals and decorations and steps out of the home. And we'll discuss in detail. We are about to enter that. It's beautiful that time. Evening, we know when we come back from work, we look so wilted. If we see ourselves in the mirror, after a very tough day, we will be scared of ourselves rather than becoming attracted. Sweet. Hair, the clothes, the crumpled clothes, sweaty face, body giving out bad odor, tired, wilted face. Krishna, even when he comes back, his body beautiful, decorated with the dust of brush because of his playing and roaming around the pastures, the forest of Vrindavan with his friends. That's another beauty. All the devotees were just waiting when Krishna will be back, when as dusk approaches. So this kind of unlimited attraction the devotees of Vraja have for Krishna. And our hearts anchoring should be when I will have that kind of attraction for Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya starts describing this Krishna's form. Says Krishna's form is so beautiful. The ornament of ornaments, it is The most important feature of Krishna's form is it is Tribhanga Lalita. Tribhanga means curved in three places. At his feet, at his waist, and at the shoulders. Curved. Tribhanga Lalita. Only is he curved in three places as he is standing very beautifully. Above these three curves lies the most beautiful feature of Krishna's eyes. Beautiful eyebrows, which are shaped like a bow, and Krishna's long eyes, big and long eyes. How long? They are very. They said they are so long and stretched. And Krishna's eyes are very restless, reddish at the edges. When Krishna gives sidelong glances means long eyes, and he gives sidelong glances. When his eyes dance obliquely and his eyebrows move around obliquely, that is a feature which is so attractive to those who see. Huh? As Krishna's eyebrows move and his eyes move, it's like arrows are being shot. The eyebrows, just showing mine because you can imagine, but I'm not trying to compare in terms of beauty, but the eyebrows look like a bow. So Krishna is shooting the arrows of his beautiful glances from his bow, his eyes. So those sidelong glances are shooting arrows in the hearts. They are piercing the minds of Radharani and the gopis. When they hit their heart, their minds become agitated, intense love. So this beautiful form of Shyam Sundar Krishna is attractive. There is no living entity who is not attracted by Krishna's. If you were to see it, some people are not attracted now, or they're not attracted because they may not develop that same appreciation just by seeing the deity, the Archa Vigraha form. If Krishna was personally present, they would all be attracted. And the demons would find Krishna extremely attractive. Of course, it would not fill their heart with love. They were amazed. Krishna super excellent. What to speak of all living entities? Lord Chaitanya tells Sanatana. When the personalities of the spiritual world are attracted, even Lord Narayan is attracted to Krishna's beauty. Even the Lakshmis in the Vaikunthas are attracted to Krishna's beauty. The Lakshmis, the consorts of Narayan, are said to be the most chaste ladies. The chaste lady never gets attracted to any other male other than their husband. But when Krishna is there, even the Lakshmis, they see Krishna, their heart gets attracted to Krishna. They want to associate with him. Of course, it is not unchaste because Narayan and Krishna are not different. That is the power. So the Bhagavatam very beautifully describes, shows special favor to the gopis. Krishna rides on the chariot of the minds of the gopis by attracting them just so that he can receive their loving service. He attracts their mind just like Cupid attracts the minds of ordinary conditioned souls out of lust. Similarly, out of pure love, prem, Krishna attracts the hearts, not just of the gopis, but of all living beings. Therefore, the Lord is also known as Madana Mohana, the attractor of the Cupid. Madan, the god of love, Kamadev, is extremely beautiful himself, extremely handsome himself. Everyone in this world is attracted. But once Madan, he saw Krishna's beautiful form and he fell unconscious. Just by seeing Krishna's beauty, he fell unconscious. Madana Mohana. So just like Cupid in the material world, it is also said to have a bow with arrows. Whoever he wants to affect with material attraction, with material lust, he shoots these arrows in their heart. There are 5 kinds of arrows Cupid has. Well, these arrows which represent form, arrow of form, the arrow of smell. Sometimes somebody passes next to somebody and just aroma coming from the body of that person. Of course, on earth it is not aroma of the body, it is aroma of the perfume on the clothes. Mind gets attracted. Smell. Mind gets attracted by sound. Oh, she's so, voice is so sweet. Tinkling of her ankle bells is so nice. Touch. Somebody's body is so soft to touch. And taste. So just like Cupid attracts the 5 senses with these 5 arrows of form, taste, smell, sound, and touch, Madana Mohan, at a spiritual level, through his transcendental form, which has the best form, the best taste, the best smell, the best sound, and the best touch, transcendentally attracts. This Cupid-like beauty conquers the mind of the gopis every minute. Super excellent. That is why this Sham Sundara form, he attracts their mind and then he is the Rasa Leela. Roaming in the forests of Braja. It's very beautiful. Sporting with his friends. Sakhyaras on an equal level, grazing innumerable cows. And then also playing the beautiful flute, which is one of his exceptional features, which also makes him even more beautiful. Because that flute is an essential form, essential aspect of his beauty. Because whenever we see Krishna's form, what is the archetypal form of Krishna that we see as most attractive? He is threefold bending, his legs crossed, shoulder bent, legs bent, crossing one over each other. That is one bend. The waist bent in the side and the shoulders bent in the opposite direction. And beautiful eyebrows, long eyes, gazing lovingly at his devotees, attracting them with the beautiful sound. This Chaitanya describes the power of the flute of Krishna. When Krishna plays on his flute, all living entities, the plants, the animals, the human beings, they start trembling. Their hearts become saturated with bliss. Tears start flowing. The Bhagavatam, there's a very beautiful verse. It says, when Krishna plays his flute, those entities which are moving, like animals, humans, they become stunned. Those which are non-moving, they start moving. So it is the opposite effect. Stuns the moving and it moves the non-moving. For example, stones melt. Trees start bending. Lord Chaitanya gives a beautiful description of Krishna's beauty. He says Krishna wears a very beautiful pearl necklace. And those white pearls which decorate his neck, they look like a chain of white herons. Heron is a type of bird. It's a beautiful, multicolored peacock feather which is tucked in his hair, appears like a rainbow. His yellow garments, his pitambar is it's like the shining lightning in the sky. Krishna's form is beautiful. It is blackish complexion like a monsoon cloud. Ghanashyama. So the gopis appear as freshly grown grains, and Krishna is the dark monsoon cloud. And this monsoon cloud is showering the nectar of the rain of his beauty on these grains. These are receiving their life in terms of the shower of beauty. Just like the grains receive life. Lord Chaitanya continues, he says, Lord Krishna is full of all six opulences. Amongst the six opulences is his attractive beauty. And that all attractive beauty, he attracts the gopis and he engages in very beautiful conjugal pastimes. Such conjugal pastimes that Krishna as Shyamsundar performs with the gopis headed by Radharani is the topmost of the topmost. It is the quintessence of his qualities. And these qualities and these activities are described in details in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavata by Shukadev Goswami. Somebody is fortunate enough to hear these descriptions through the lips of the great souls. One becomes maddened love. When the women of Mathura, when the first time when Krishna came to Vrindavan and asked Krishna to come to Mathura, and then Krishna went to Mathura along with his friends and his father. It's a very beautiful description of Krishna entering Mathura and how everyone in Mathura was attracted. Even all the ladies of Mathura were so attracted to Krishna. They had heard so much about Krishna, they had never seen him, but they were so attracted to Krishna's beauty. They hastily climbed onto the terraces of their apartments or jumped into the balconies or the windows just to get a glimpse of Krishna's beauty. And as they saw Krishna's transcendental form, they were so attracted, and the ladies of Thura were thinking, how fortunate are the gopis of Vrindavan? How fortunate. We are getting Krishna now for a few moments, and that is giving us so much bliss. It's extraordinary beauty. How fortunate they are. They are able to see this beautiful form day in, day out. Krishna is amongst them, being with them, dancing with them. Lord Chaitanya, as he was describing this and describing the transcendental qualities of Krishna, his heart became so overwhelmed. Ecstasy. Lord Chaitanya clasped the hand of Sanatana Goswami and he started reciting a verse from the Bhagavad. And this verse from the Bhagavad is the verse which the ladies of Mathura speak after seeing Krishna. This is the verse from the Bhagavatam, where they say, what kind of austerities the gopis must have performed. Because with their eyes, they are continuously drinking the nectar of this beautiful form of Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness. So if beauty, loveliness, has to be condensed into one form, all beauty, there is nothing more beautiful than that. Then that is the form of Shyamsundar Krishna. It is not to be equaled, not to be surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is perfect by itself. It is ever fresh and unique. Nothing matches with. So this beautiful verse, he says, Gopyastapakim acharan yad amushya rupam lavanya saram asamordvam ananya siddham. Lavanya saram, the essence of asamordvam, nothing equal or superior. Ananya siddham, it is self-perfect. Doesn't need anything external to make it. Drigbi pibanti, drinking that nectar with the eyes. Anusava abhinavam, which is constantly new. Rapam, very difficult to obtain the opportunity to see this beautiful form of Krishna. Ekanta dhama, shasha, shriya, aishwarasya, the only complete abode of beauty, fame, and happiness. So beautiful. The verse on the Bhagavad, 10th canto, 44th chapter, verse 14. Lord Chaitanya clasped the arm of Sanatana Goswami in ecstasy. He mentions this form, mentions this particular verse. He goes on, he says, the bodily beauty of Krishna is like an ocean of eternal youth. And in that ocean of youth, there is a whirlpool, awakens ecstatic love. And in the whirlpool, there is a whirlwind. Because a whirlwind creates a whirlpool. So he's giving a comparison. So what is that whirlwind which creates the whirlpool? Which disturbs the straws of the minds of the gopis. Whirlwind. That whirlwind is the beautiful sound coming from Krishna's. When the gopis fall down in this whirlwind of Krishna's flute, which means they are so helplessly, their minds get attracted to him. They fall at Krishna's feet, never to rise again, which means their hearts are eternally offered Krishna's. So a lot of full descriptions are there. I think I want to stop here. I don't rush through this chapter. I hope you are enlivened as I am. Described verses. There is a description of Krishna's form. Here, I don't want to rush through it because there are not many places where these kind of descriptions are there. That's why I want to slowly. Because this description of the Lord is a meditation. So even when we look at Krishna's Archa Vigraha in the temple, hear about this. This is the meditation that we must have. So it is good to reflect on this and keep these points in our mind. That is the reason I am going slow, because when something is super excellent, it is to be relished slowly. It is not to be experienced in a hurry. It's like something is extremely tasty. We want to gobble it up and swallow in our mouth and relish it. So I hope you're okay. We are going at this pace. So we'll continue. We have around 120 verses. And actually 150. Yeah. So take some questions and comments. Yeah, Shaligram Priyamataji and Hare Krishna. You have something to add or ask? I see a hand raised by Shaligram.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Yeah. Prabhuji, I just wanted to ask you said about 3.2 Srimad Bhagavatam. So which slok was it between the Samvad between Vidur and Uddhava?
This one is 12. The verse
12,
begins
okay.
as Yan Martya Lila Upaikam Yoga Maya Balam. 3 to 12.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, I just missed that out. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.
So there's this Dandavat Prabhuji. So there's this very beautiful section where actually this conversation when Krishna, Vidura and Uddhava meet, they are recollecting Krishna. So when two devotees meet, what they do? They recollect about Krishna, discuss about Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes. Because there is no greater joy than in the material world or in the spiritual world, when devotees coming together and relishing Krishna's purification of Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. Sometimes when these things we may not be able to relate to this because if you have not tasted that sweetness, you may not be able to relish it. But those who have tasted will understand that actually this is true. There is nothing which pleases the heart more than the discussions. When Vidura and Shiva come together, Vidura recollects Krishna's pastimes. And a lot of these beautiful verses are there where he describes different pastimes of Krishna. So Vidura is relishing the recollection because Krishna has disappeared. And Uddhava is narrating that he's recollecting Krishna's very sweet. Any other comments, questions? Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for those who made an effort to join today. So we will continue in this way. So by the way, just so I don't forget, Friday in Malaysia there's Ekadashi Vrat observance. Yeah, maybe the same. You can check your local calendar. So Friday, 3rd of October is Ekadashi fasting. That's about it. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Rajraj ki jai, jai. I'll see you all on Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare